Oh, good morning, viewers. Today is a very exciting day. It is the 7th of July 2025. I've just spent a few days in Udantani, which is a bit northwest actually, of where I live, with something called the Lana Bush Hash. Fantastic run. What was that? I think it was just shy of 24 kilometers of trail running. It was brilliant. Now, if you follow my channel, you know that last month I had this little personal challenge to see if I could do 5 kilometers a day every single day the whole month, which I did not succeed doing, but I did ended up doing 140 kilometers total. If I looked at my Garmin watch, it looked as if my fitness level actually was declining. Although my VO2 max seems to slowly increase, then my overall fitness level seems to be declining, and that was very disappointing. But when I came up for the run there, I had one resting day. I ran on Thursday and then didn't run on Friday, but on Saturday I went running on this hash run. It was really a joy, and I didn't realize it, but later when I then looked at the data, we had the FRBs, the front running bastards as we call them. We were running at a pace of faster than 6 minutes per kilometer the first 3 kilometers. We were really pushing hard, and it was not like we were pushing hard. It was a joy to run. It was a pleasure to run. I didn't know that I was running that fast. So my fitness level, according to my Garmin, might not have said I was improving, but I definitely did improve there. It was a pure bliss. Really loved it. So I came back and finally got my hands on something that I have been curious about for a long time, and I also started out, I thought, and that is Methylene Blue. It's been hyped a little bit lately, and it also means that there's a lot more information circulating in the internet than there were before. When I started it out, I have to say the Methylene Blue in general is very expensive. And unfortunately, when I started out with the cheap solution because I found a good offer, I thought. But as I was looking through various data and looking various videos, I realized they are not all the same, and it is used as a fish tank cleaner. Well, let me just say, this is what I got. I don't know if you can see that on the video. That's what I got right now. This is what I initially bought. I mean, even by the look of it, without knowing anything else, you can see the quality of the packaging. This is just a small 1 gram packaging container. So I was taking Methylene Blue for a period of time. I can't remember for how long, my diary will tell. But I mixed it up and I was very thorough about it. So I was sure that I had 1 gram in each. And this is my initial bottle of it. And what's really interesting is if you take a look at the colors, let's just do that for the comparison, because this is a new one. And they do say that there is a huge difference between the two. But what is the difference? Everybody who's marketing the real deal as being the one you have to focus on, because otherwise you might get toxins, or you might just get regular fish cleaner, but you pay too much for it, and so on and so forth. They don't spend the time to explain what the difference is, apart from it's not very good. But this is how, if you can see it, I don't know if you can see that, this is how the fake one looks like. Let's see if I can, and this one here is how the real one looks like. Let's just have it up by comparison here. Now, what's really important is also to see the real deal. It stains my tube here when I was shaking the bottle. Both bottles has been shaken just 5 minutes ago. And the one you can see to your right, the tube is clean. And it's like greenish, transparent kind of thing, while the real deal is very dark and it stains the whole tube and it stays stained. So, I mean, I'm not in a position where I can physically test it, so I don't know what the properties are and to what degree it is 99.99% pure Methylene Blue or not. But what I can say is that it is very, very different. And what's also just strikes me now is that when I shake this one here, it doesn't foam, but this one here, if I shake that one, it foams, and it stays foams for a long time. So I'm thrilled to see how that's gonna impact my journey. That's a continuous thing. So what I'm gonna use it for is, I'll start out with the equivalent. I'm a little bit busy, so I don't think I want to do that little gradual one drop at a time kind of thing. So since I do have this pipette where I can measure out exactly the amount I want and need, I think I will go for half a pipette, which is the equivalent of, if it was a 10 milliliter bottle, that is. So that will be 5 milligrams. That, I think, is where I'm going to start out with, and which is, by the way, also very, very low, considering that the therapeutic doses, if we're talking oral administration and we're talking systemic effect, for a person like me at 84 kilos, I should probably be around, well, let's say 1 or 2 milligram per kilogram. So it's somewhere between 84 and 170 milligrams I should be on when I'm on full on. So 5 milligram starting point is really not that much. But that's where I'm going to start for the next couple of days, and then I'll just gradually build it up to a higher dose. I got up to 20 milligrams with this one here, and I'm very pleased that I never exceeded that one, because that's definitely not the right deal. Definitely not. But that's not the only thing I want to do. I have got red light, and I want to be using that because this is a red light that has 2 spectrums. It's got the 660 and the 880, I think it is. So it's near red light spectrum. And there's something called photodynamic therapy. If you want to know details about that, go to my blog, Agency4life.blog. Then you'll have all the details about what photodynamic therapy is, with all the numbers and how it works and how I'm going to administer it. But anyway, the idea is I'm going to make a mixture of jojoba oil, methylene blue, DMSO, and aloe vera in a certain ratio, which I cannot remember right now, but it's all written on my blog as well. And then I'm going to take that solution and I'm going to massage it into my pelvic area where I have infected lymph nodes, and let it sit there for like 30 minutes to make sure that the methylene blue in conjunction with the DMSO gets to deep into the tissues and gets absorbed in the cancer cells as possible. And then I'm going to be using red light for about 30 minutes as well, which should create apoptosis in the cancer cells. This is a therapy that I will be doing 2 or 3 times a week. It's not something to do every day. I think actually photodynamic therapy can be done, as far as I researched it, 5 times a week or so. But I think I'll just be doing something like a pulsating kind of thing. So maybe it'll be like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then have Saturday, Sunday off. That's anyway the idea. So methylene blue is definitely something that I'm having my hopes up a lot for. Something else I'm going to do is I'm going to test hydration. If you follow my video, you know my bilirubin numbers were a little elevated. Not just a little bit, but they dropped from 3.4 in January to 2.5 in June, which is a good solid drop. And I know that I've been focusing on hydration, but I also know that I was dehydrated when I had the blood test done. So what I want to do now is I want to see if I do proper hydration from today, and then on Monday I'll have another blood test, as I plan it right now anyway, to test the bilirubin numbers to see if the number comes down further or even significantly. Because I know I was dehydrated, and that is something that influences the numbers. But are they so high that it is something else? That's obviously the question. If it is, then we'll have it take it from there. But for now, I want to enjoy my lovely hot cocoa. Being back home, I just love home. I love this place. And today it's a little different mixture. It is cocoa powder with a pinch of cinnamon, as always. But then I also added a half a teaspoon of instant coffee, so it gets a little bit of a mocha kind of taste to it. And then obviously a little bit of natural honey to sweeten it all up. Love it. My yesterday I celebrated my good run, and so I got myself on a new coffee shop that I found, or not all that far away from where I live, or not far, I'd say. It's still 15 kilometers away, but they had a brownie cheesecake. Oh, that was fantastic, and it was not expensive. I got that, but I still maintained my ketosis level at 4 this morning, 4 by the breath meter, which means I'm just barely in ketosis. But given the fact that I didn't get proper food on Saturday because we were out eating and it was not made for carnivores, it was a Greek restaurant. It was not all that bad food really, but it was not my kind of diet. So obviously the carbs that got in there, even though I hold back, I didn't eat much, then it did push me a bit out of my ketosis, or at least down in my ketosis. So the last 4 days it has been at the number 4. So I'm kind of hoping that we'll spend the next couple of days bringing that back into the game to do 2 digits. Anyway, it was just a small short video to show the difference between Methylene Blue fake and Methylene Blue real. Until next time, as always, stay happy and healthy and take agency for your life.